Hey there, science fans! Today, we're talking about something super important: lab safety. Whether you're a seasoned scientist or just starting out, staying safe in the lab is crucial. We use powerful chemicals and equipment, and it's our responsibility to handle them with care. Think of it like this. You wouldn't play a game without knowing the rules, right? Well, the lab has rules too, and they're there to protect you and your discoveries. By following safety guidelines, we create a safe and productive environment for everyone. So let's dive in and learn how to stay safe while we explore the wonders of science. Now that we understand the importance of lab safety, let's move on to the next section and explore some of the potential hazards we might encounter in the lab. Labs are exciting places, full of cool tools and fascinating experiments, but they can also be dangerous if we're not careful. That's why it's important to know what hazards to watch out for. Let's take a look.
First up, we've got chemicals. Some chemicals are harmless, but others can be toxic, flammable, or corrosive. Always handle chemicals with care and never mix them unless you're sure it's safe.
Next, we have sharp objects like glassware and scalpels. These can cause cuts if not handled properly, so always use caution.
Don't forget about heat sources like Bunsen burners and hot plates. These can cause burns if you're not careful, so always use appropriate safety gear and never leave them unattended.
All right, science explorers, it's time to talk about our safety gear. Personal protective equipment, or PPE for short. Think of it as your suit of armor in the lab. Wearing the right PPE protects you from potential hazards and keeps you safe while you experiment.
First and foremost, we've got our lab coats. These stylish garments protect our clothes from spills and splashes. Next up, safety goggles are a must-have. They shield our eyes from flying debris, chemical splashes, and harmful radiation. Don't forget about gloves. They protect our hands from chemicals, heat, and sharp objects.
Section 4. Recognizing lab hazards. Stay alert, stay safe. Now that we're all suited up in our PPE, let's talk about recognizing lab hazards. Being able to spot potential dangers is key to staying safe in the lab.
First up, let's talk about chemical hazards. Always read chemical labels carefully and pay attention to warning symbols. Look out for words like toxic, flammable, corrosive, and oxidizer.
Next, let's talk about physical hazards. Be aware of your surroundings and watch out for things like tripping hazards, sharp objects, and hot surfaces. Always use caution when handling glassware and other fragile equipment. Section 5. Emergency, knowing what to do and where to go. Emergencies can happen anywhere, even in the lab. That's why it's crucial to know what to do and where to go in case of an emergency.
First and foremost, know the location of emergency equipment in your lab. This includes fire extinguishers, fire blankets, eye wash stations, and safety showers. Familiarize yourself with their locations and how to use them properly.
Next, know the evacuation route from your lab. In case of an emergency that requires evacuation, follow the designated route calmly and quickly. Assemble at the designated meeting point and await further instructions from emergency personnel. Section 6. Teamwork makes the dream work lab. Conduct and you. We're almost done with our lab safety journey, but there's one last thing to cover. Lab conduct. Remember, working in a lab is a team effort and our actions can affect others.
First and foremost, always follow your lab supervisor or instructor's instructions. They're there to guide you and ensure your safety.
Keep your workspace clean and organized. A cluttered workspace can lead to accidents.
Be mindful of others working around you. Keep noise levels down and avoid distractions.
Finally, if you see something, say something. If you notice a potential hazard, unsafe behavior, or anything else that concerns you, don't hesitate to speak up.